What's up, working people? It's the Working Man Money Mark, sharing my 2 cents, and hopefully it makes sense. First off, I just want to say cheers to all the working people out there. If you're enjoying your day off, you deserve it. The people that build all these cities, the infrastructure, the high rises that do it through every season, God bless you all. You're appreciated. So, this is a follow up video to the one that I made a couple weeks ago, I believe. But things to consider before entering the construction industry. Now, the last video was focused on the negatives. Today, we're going to end on the positives. And personally, I mean, I gave 5 bullet points here, but and I did the same in the last video, but I can go on and on about the positives uh, for entering the construction industry and choosing that as a career path. Now, I will say that this is just from the union perspective. I'm a union electrician, and I know some people that work on the non-union side. There, some of these benefits still apply, but not all. So just take that into consideration. Also, this depends on which local union you're entering and what city you're in, because not all local unions are created the same. They don't all have the same benefits packages. So consider that as well. Number one, it's a highly transferable skill. You can work anywhere in the world um, and apply that skill. Now, I will say, just for electrical in particular, there are different standards, there are different codes in not just different cities, right? There are local codes. But if you travel internationally, I know, for instance, in the electrical industry, the wiring standard is different. We get components from that are manufactured overseas, and the color codes on the wiring are different. And while I'm on that, if you guys are in the trades and you're an electrician in particular, don't be that guy that takes the instructions and throws them out. You know, I encounter that so much. There's so many guys that are afraid to make a phone call or read the instructions when it's something that they're unfamiliar with. They'll do it wrong. I don't know what it is with people that they're afraid to make a mistake. Um, we'll go into that in a future video. However, it is a highly transferable skill. You can apply that skill anywhere in the world. That's a tremendous benefit because you have a lot of ease of movement, right? If you're a person that you're not tied down into a certain city, and you don't have to stay there. If the cost of living is too high, you can move somewhere else and do electrical work. I know within the IBW in particular, they have a jobs board, and you can see where the work is in different areas of the country. And you know, I live in New York, so the scale is a lot higher than it is in most other parts of the country. But conversely, the standard of living is a lot higher here. So that's something to consider. Um, the next thing is great benefits. Now, again, this is just from the union perspective. And I'm not just talking about, medical, dental, vision. I mean, I'm talking about an HRA account, 401k, pension. I mean, the list goes on and on. Now, I will say this: just having a pension in today's world is exceptional. Okay, most employers do not provide a defined benefit plan, which is what a pension is. Most only offer a defined contribution plan, and a defined contribution plan is just basically a 401k, right? So consider that. If all you have is a 401k and social security, which may not be around, depending on what age you are, it may not be around later. So having a pension is gold. Now, on the flip side, having a pension also kind of keeps you there, right? Because you don't want to give that up. If I've been in the business over 20 years, and I can say that if you've been in the business for a certain period of time, it's hard to let that go and walk away from a pension, because, you know, Most other employers don't provide that. That's why what I teach here on this channel is build other multiple income streams while still working your full-time career, so that you can have your pension, you can have all those other benefits, as well as provide other cash flow streams for yourself, so that you always have options, right? Because if you're dealing in the construction industry, I mentioned this in the last video, um, there are going to be times where it's tough. There are going to be times where you're going to be out of work, most likely. I mean, this is just the nature of the business. The economy goes in cycles, and so does the construction industry. Plenty of room for advancement. Now, here's what most people don't consider. Um, Most guys and women, when they start in this business, right? They work their job, they stay as a journey person, they go through an apprenticeship, most of them, and then they become a journey person, and that's just pretty much where they stay. Now, a lot do go into being a foreman, and you can go from a journey person to a layout person, which is a person that interprets the drawings and prepares the work area for the other installers, basically. That is a highly valuable skill. It's not something that's used as often, but bigger companies and bigger jobs will utilize a layout person. And that's something that you can make some good extra money doing. And I've done that for a number of years, and I enjoy it because you get pretty much all the benefits of the pay of being a foreman, and you don't have the babysitting responsibility, and you're not playing the middleman between the project managers and the shop and what have you, and the men. So it's a nice benefit. But you can also be a sub foreman, a general foreman. You can go as you advance. You can consider project management. You can consider being a superintendent in a company. Not only that, you can start your own company, right? Now, there is a lot of risk involved in that. It's not an easy thing to do, to start a company from scratch, and I can tell you that it provides unique challenges, and it's something that is not for everyone, but it's an option. Not only that, but if, let's say, you want to have lateral movement within the union, you can do that as well. There are other divisions, and the sky's the limit with this stuff. Time off for other pursuits. Now, you can look at the time off as a bad thing, right? I said this in the previous video. This business is feast or famine, and you have to prepare for a rainy day. You have to have a rainy day fund, because this is just the nature of the construction industry. It's cyclical. However, if you're a wise working person, you're setting yourself up to have other income streams. You're working on your side hustle while you're off. It could be a degree, it could be a certification, it could be learning trading, real estate investing. That's really big for a lot of guys in my industry. There are a lot of real estate investors in the construction industry, and I think that's the wise choice, because what happens is, and we've discussed this in a previous video, the more money you make, the more they take, right? So you want to find ways to, if you're making consistently over 100K a year, you want to find ways legally to reduce your taxable income. So use your time off wisely. And I think, you know what, even if you're not in the construction industry, I think everyone should do this across the board as a standard. Listen, I don't want to get into the whole history of America and how we used to work, but I would say that the average work week was at least 6 days. And the 40-hour work week, by the way, was brought to you by unions. So the unions are responsible for you having a 40-hour work week, okay? Because we fought hard. And let me tell you, the people in the labor movement at the turn of the 20th century and And at the end of the 19th century, they fought really hard to have rights on the job. And yeah, you're welcome. So keep that in mind. So use your time off wisely, invest in yourself. You can never go wrong with investing in yourself. Use your time wisely, and it'll pay dividends. I promise that. Last thing, it adds to your capability as a man. What what man doesn't want to be a capable man? And if if you're a in whatever kind of relationship you're in, women always appreciate a man that can fix things and a man that is capable. And as if you're in the construction industry, you're exposed to a lot of different trades, right? I'm an electrician, but just being on the job, I've been exposed to a lot of different trades and learn how to do other things. And I find that as challenge yourself and you accomplish more complex tasks, you build more confidence and you try other things at home, right? Fixing different things and messing things up and that's how you learn. And I think it's a really really important skill. Even if you're not in the construction industry, guys, you should have at least a basic toolkit, right? You should be able to do basic things. Like even look, the pictures behind me. You should be able to, hang things that are level and, change a tire and, at least know how to change your oil if you had to. I know most people don't do it these days. I don't do it anymore for myself just because I just don't have the time. I'm just doing too much. But you should know these basic skills. And being in the construction industry is going to expose you to a lot, and you're going to learn a lot. And I think those skills are really really important. And being a capable man is not only you know an advantage for yourself, but it's an advantage in the dating marketplace too. So that's something to consider. And yeah, so those are 5 positives that I would consider before entering the construction industry. Like I said, I can go on and on with this list, but yeah, what do you guys think? If you're in the construction industry, let me know. I'd love to chop it up with you guys and start a conversation here. Again, this channel is geared towards working people that want to create financial freedom for themselves, become the greatest version of themselves, always on the path for self-improvement. We're going to do a lot of things on this channel. I made a commitment to do this for a certain period of time. Um, I'm learning, just like you guys learning, which is why you probably found my channel. So I would appreciate it if you can like and subscribe if you found any value in this, and let's start a conversation and build a community. So that's all I got. Be well, guys.